In this week's Retro Pop Culture News, there is a Pink Panther remake that is going to be part live action and part animated, and it was just announced. Also, we have a lot more news to talk about, so don't turn that dial. What up to my peoples, and welcome to Retro Crunch, your #1 source for retro pop culture and news. In our first retro pop culture news, MGM, they just announced that they're working on a new Pink Panther movie that is going to be part live action and part either animated or CGI. And some of y'all might remember that Pink Panther, well, it was introduced way back in 1963, and it was originally a comedy mystery film that featured a clumsy French detective named Inspector Clouseau, and he was investigating a stolen jewel that was called the Pink Panther Diamond. Not to be confused with the animated Pink Panther cartoons, the Pink Panther was also an animated character that appeared in the opening and the end credits of the Pink Panther movies. But it wasn't until later that the animated Pink Panther actually got his own cartoon series, which most kids nowadays actually would recognize him from. Now, there was a reboot of the Pink Panther movie franchise back in 2006, and that starred Steve Martin, but that movie also did not showcase the Pink Panther in the movie itself. He was only in the beginning and end credits. Until now. MGM has just announced a new Pink Panther reboot, and it's going to feature the well-known Inspector Clouseau, but this time it's also going to have either a CGI or animated Pink Panther character in the movie as well. And here's what MGM had to say about it. The story will focus on a smooth operating inspector who, thanks to a traumatic event, now has a Pink Panther for an imaginary friend. The latter, although he doesn't speak, does help solve the case. Inspector Clouseau is actually going to be really interacting with the Pink Panther in this movie. All of us kids who watched the Pink Panther movies growing up, we've all been anxiously waiting for this. I'm really surprised that this is the first time that we've actually gotten to see Inspector Clouseau and the Pink Panther interact together in a live-action feature film. Growing up, I remembered the cartoon more than I remember the actual movies. So when I actually did watch the 60s movies of the Pink Panther, I felt ripped off. I felt disappointed because I watched those whole movies thinking that I was going to get to see an animated Pink Panther show up in the movie, and he never did. I don't think I've ever gotten over that yet. So this is some really cool news to find out about. I'm really excited for this remake, but let me know what you think about this as well. Inquiring minds want to know. Next up, I wanted to let y'all quickly know about a new Batman animated movie that's called Batman Soul of the Dragon. It's going to be coming out soon, and it's going to be set in the 1970s. So there is going to be tons of butterfly collars and bell bottoms and afros that are going to be flying all over the place in this movie. Also, some of y'all might remember the TV show Martin that ran from 1992 to 1997. This was one of the highest rated TV shows in the 90s. It started Martin Lawrence as Martin and Tisha Campbell as Gina Waters. And these actors in real life actually had a falling out. But more recently, they squashed their beef, and Tisha Campbell is reporting that they're trying to come up with a way to bring back a reboot or a revival to TV. Now, Tisha Campbell didn't have anything more to report on this for right now, but I do hope that one day we will get to see a Martin revival sometime down the road. Then here's a quick update on Coming to America 2. Amazon, they just announced that it's actually going to be coming out on Amazon Prime on March 5th, 2021. I really hope that they stick with this date this time, because I'm getting tired of them changing the dates. Then moving on to some other news, a copy of the very first appearance of Batman. It sold for a record-breaking $1.5 million at auction. Now, the quality of this book, it was considered a 7, and that would be like fine to very fine. And for the first Batman book, I believe there's only 1 or 2 of these that are in the world, so that is really high quality. But 1.5 million? Wow. Also at a different auction, an early days Peanuts comic strip from November 17th, 1950. It just sold at Heritage Auctions for $192,000. This is a record price for a Peanuts daily comic strip. And then in some book news, Weird Al Yankovic, he has a book that's called Black and White and Red All Over. I think that came out on November 17th. And Ready Player 2, that book is going to be coming out on November 24th, and I really want to read both of these. Finally, if you're into retro news and nostalgia stuff from back in the day, I'll see you in the next video that is right over there. I'll catch you on the flip side, and remember, if it ain't retro, it ain't worth watching.